sense. But we need to get rid of some stuff to make space. We just need to have space. That's what we need. Anyway, so the point of showing you the standing desk is tied in with the title of this video of just do a half-assed job, which that's a Simpsons reference if you're old like me apparently. But it's just so. Let me back up. So I got the standing desk because I read this book last year called Built to Move, and in the book is kind of just like a little throwaway thing. It talks about like why you should move more in a couple different ways. Like you could be moving more, and beneficial for your life. And one of them was recommended a standing desk. And in the book, it points out that like when you are standing all day, like you fidget and you move and you bop and you weave, and over the course of a year, and I'm assuming this is over the course of a year, if you work 40 hours a week or whatever, at the standing desk, you end up doing the equivalent of like 20 marathons in terms of like calories burned and like extra steps and extra like squiggles. And I was like, okay, I'm interested in this. And it reminded me of, it's like an old Tumblr post or something about just anything worth doing is worth doing half-assed. And what that is kind of meant to say is like, consistency is not necessarily showing up every day and giving 100%. Like, that's what like the coach wants you to do, and that's what the inspirational fitness influencer wants you to do. But I'm here to tell you that like, fuck all that shit. Everybody's best. Do your best every day, and your best is not gonna look the same day to day. Sometimes your best is gonna look like I brushed my teeth for like 5 seconds, and that's your best. That's the best you could do that day. So you did that. You did your best. Some days that means you get the full routine with you get the floss picks out, you get the water pick out, you do the mouthwash, you do the whitening strips, the whole 9 yards. You get the tongue scraper out even. I don't know if that's even really work. I've used them on and off over the years. I can't tell the difference. Is this like a long-term thing that you gotta do like to see the difference? I don't know. Anyway, but so I got the standing desk because it's like, okay, so not every day will I be standing, but so far since I've had it, that thing has not gone down. And I have completed a couple video edits, and I just finished up a photo session, which I didn't do all the photos at the desk. I did some of them on my laptop, but I did. Oh, there's a dog out there barking. I'm doing a video much earlier than I normally do, so there's gonna be some hallway traffic today. Anyway, but we're doing a half-assed job today. I'm just getting the videos in when I have time. And there goes Bear. So the neighbor dog and Bear have like a death feud going on. So when she's out in the hallway, she's very loud, and Bear runs to the door to yell and say, "Hey, fuck you." I don't know why. They just, since day one, she came up to like sniff him, and then they just immediately went at each other. We're like, okay, no, they're not friends. And somehow we just run into them all the time. So we tried strategies to avoid it, and we do our best. Anyway, this is not here nor there. Yeah, so the idea, and that's kind of going into, we are now, 21 days into the new year, and statistically by this point, a lot of people have quit their New Year's resolutions, and I'm here to tell you that even if you have given up on it, so what? Go right back to it, and do it half-assed. Do a shitty job, do a stupid job. Just get something in every day that moves the needle just a little bit, pushes you towards where you want to be. And by the end of the year, you'll notice it has made a humongous difference. And you think about, if your goal is to make YouTube videos, and you want to make the YouTube videos, that's great. But like, you just don't feel like making a video today. Like, okay, well, what if you had an idea session, like a brainstorming session? That's something. What if you wrote a script or started putting together like a list of collaborators that you could potentially hit up and say, hey, like, I also am in this space, what do you think if we did something together? And you could brainstorm some ideas for that. You could just make a short. You think about this, so much of shorts is like you can just make it with your phone. You don't have eyeballs on that video that did well, and they're like, oh, this is pretty cool. You know, one of them might subscribe. And that's just how you build it. It's just a lot of tiny steps, day after day after day after day, and then you get there. So I'm doing that with my standing desk. That's how I'm gonna get all my steps this year. Or maybe the watch won't track them as well, but I have noticed that it is a lot easier to have mid-editing session dance parties when I'm standing up on the desk. So I can't dance. I'm an old white guy. The dancing is not great. But, you know, I'm out. I'm doing it. I'm moving around, getting the body moving, trying to feel good. Trying to fight aging as much as possible to just resist the cruel hand of death. But there we are. That's what we have. So today's a short video. That's just kind of what I want to talk about. I hope you're doing well, and if not, well, I hope that turns around for you real soon. Do a half-ass job today. Go pick something off your fucking list, the goal list for the year, or your resolutions, and do a half-ass version of that. And if your goal list is not doing something, that's harder. I didn't think about that. I think abstination goals are a lot more difficult, just in general, because it's like once you fail, you fail. But I think what you could do, I suppose, is you could find, if you were like, I'm not gonna eat Krispy Kreme donuts anymore. I don't know, was that cheating to just go find a different donut place that you like? Still eating donuts. Yeah, I don't know what you would do in that situation. I would just tell you not to set abstination goals, because I feel like they just don't work, because eventually you break, and then once you break, you're off the path, and then you're off the path. It's just how long can you go without breaking sort of chain, I guess. So in that regard, I would say download some like streak apps and just keep a chain going, and then just make that part of your lifestyle, is adding to that chain in your little app and seeing if that doesn't light up something in your little lizard brain. Anyway, that's weird.